All right, today we're going to talk about a mistake in reasoning that is everywhere, and I mean everywhere, once you know what to look for. It's called the fallacy. So let's just jump right in with a question for you. Think about this for a second. If someone makes an argument and that argument is just bad, it's weak, it's flawed, does that automatically mean their conclusion is wrong? And if you're thinking, well, no, not necessarily, you are absolutely right. That instinct is exactly what this lesson is about. A weak or flawed argument does not automatically mean the conclusion is false. That's the key idea behind the fallacy, assuming that because an argument is bad, the conclusion must also be wrong. Think of it like this. An argument is the path you take to reach a conclusion. Sometimes that path is blocked by a broken bridge. But that doesn't change the fact that the destination on the other side is still there. You just need a better, stronger bridge to reach it. Okay, I know this can sound a little theoretical, so let's put it into a real-world scenario. So, picture a work meeting. John gets up and makes a big case for redesigning the company website. But there's a problem. His whole argument is based on cherry-picked data. He only showed the evidence that support his idea. That's a classic logical fallacy right there. His colleague, Lola, she's sharp. She spots it right away. She stands up and says, John, your argument uses a fallacy, so redesigning the website is obviously a bad idea. It almost sounds like the conversation is over, doesn't it? But here's the real question. Did she actually win? Did Lola make a solid point? No way. She actually just made a totally different kind of mistake. She committed the fallacy. Look, just because John's reasoning was terrible doesn't mean the conclusion, redesigning the website, is wrong. There could be 10 other perfectly valid reasons why a redesign is exactly what the company needs. And this is what's so important to get. You have to learn to separate the argument from the idea itself. John's argument, it was flawed. Garbage in, garbage out. But the idea of the redesign, that's a totally separate thing that deserves to be judged on its own merits. Here's another quick example. Someone says, your argument against homework used a bad analogy, so I guess homework must be a good thing. Did you catch the mistake? A weak argument against homework doesn't automatically prove that homework is good. That's the same fallacy. They're treating a flawed argument as proof that the opposite conclusion must be true. And this is why knowing this is so powerful. It's not just about pointing fingers and yelling fallacy. It's about helping the conversation move in the right direction. Instead of getting stuck on a weak argument, you can bring the focus back to what really matters, finding the best, supported conclusion. You could almost call this the king of the king fallacy, right? Because when you spot it, you're not just knocking down one bad argument, you're basically forcing the entire conversation to level up and focus on stronger, better reasoning. So how do you respond without making the conversation more confrontational? A simple 3-step approach works really well. First, acknowledge their point. You're right. That wasn't a strong argument. Next, explain the key idea, but that doesn't automatically mean the conclusion is false. Finally, bring the conversation back to the real question. So, what's the strongest evidence for or against the conclusion? That's how you move the discussion away from a weak argument and back to good reasoning. So here's one final thought. Learning about logical fallacies isn't about winning arguments. It's about becoming a better thinker. So ask yourself, what's one belief you have that you could support with a stronger argument? And that's really what this series has been about. Not memorizing the names of fallacies, but learning how to think a little more carefully, ask better questions, and build stronger arguments. I hope the next time you're in a discussion, you'll listen a little more closely, think a little more deeply, and maybe even help someone else do the same. Thanks for watching.
If you'd like more personalized feedback, writing support, and discussion sessions, they're available with me or with our selected tutors. All the details are here.